we can have like a 4 or 5 second hold. Oops, get it? Very good, good boy. And then I'm going to start having him hold it and walk a step, which is a big step. Getting him to walk in and be able to walk with it and then sit with it. Sitting with it for Corey was huge. Took him a long time to figure out that he could actually sit and still hold the dumbbell. But we just gradually ask for a little longer. Hold up. Get it. Get it. And see, he's just giving me a very cursory hold, and that's not good enough. He knows better at this point. I'm going to hold out. Very good. See how he gripped it a little harder and waited that time? You don't have to ask for huge jumps, but you do have to ask for little. Very good. Very little improvements. Oh, very good. See how he thought about dropping it and he grabbed it? That's what I rewarded, is that second thought. Uh-oh. And that time he did drop it, so you get it and bring it to me. Get it and bring it to me. Very good. Yes. Very good. And if Fred isn't interested in picking it up off the ground to give to you, because we also teach that as a separate thing. I'll put it in my hand down by the ground and have him go after it. If he's not real interested in going after it there, a lot of times I'll put a string on it and I'll start to pull it around and play keep away with it. Yes, because it's mine. It's mine. Get it. Very good. Give. And I keep the dumbbell up where he can't get to it. I never let him play with the dumbbell any other time. But sometimes I get it down and play with it, and I'll show it to him and I'll say, no, 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 it's mine. You can't have it because it's mine. Oh, you thought you had it, but it's mine. It's mine. You can't have it. Say, you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Get it. Oh, good boy. Yay. Make him a little crazy for it. Tease it. Play with it with the other dog. Do it right before dinner time every night so it has a good association. I knew that I had really succeeded in creating value in the dumbbell itself was when I left the training bag on the floor and Corey got into it and bypassed the bags of treats and brought me the dumbbell instead. Good boy. Now, here's another thing you can reward when he gets up and I'm not paying attention. Good boy. And he's grabbing the dumbbell trying to get away. When you feel him grip on the dumbbell and pull, praise that and reward. Anytime he's biting down, you can praise that and reward. Good boy. Another thing I've used, good boy. Didn't use it so much for him. I can't remember if I did it for Corey, but I did with Andy. I showed him my finger, and I taught him to take my finger. I put my finger in their mouth. Very good. And just hold like that. Good. Good. And anytime I felt them bite down the slightest little bit with their finger, I praise and treat because you can feel it on your finger. And so I teach them to take on my finger because I can feel the tiniest little increments of pressure. Haven't had to do that in a while because my timing has gotten better with the dumbbell and watching it. But it can be very helpful if you're having trouble. Get it. Oh, you dropped it. Good. Get it. Ready, sit. Get it. Oh, you dropped it. Come from. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Good. Give. Good boy. Yay. You go lie down. Okay. Come over here. You lie down. Lie down. We'll give Coco a try. Coco, come. Yes. Good boy. There's another game that I play. And for the foundation of this that you need to teach is called the slow cookie. We show the dog that we've got a cookie in our hand. We show him the cookie. He's going to go for the cookie. We start with the cookie in our hand, up in our hand at our shoulder, and we slowly move it towards the dog. Anytime the dog makes any movement towards the cookie, which he's probably not going to do because he knows he's doing wrong. Go away. Anytime the dog makes any movement towards the cookie, lifts his nose towards the cookie, jumps up at the cookie, my hand goes back to my shoulder and we restart. When you start out, you move it towards him not too slowly, and you get about halfway there, and if he's held it, good dog, take it. There's another one creeping in case you can't see. Our goal is to be able to move your hand really slowly. Robert Andrew. Get down and go lie down. Sorry, Corey. Stay. Not quite that slowly, but to move it very slowly towards the dog. And the closer we get, we want him actually to look away from the cookie. This doggy's in. See how he's looking away? He's not going to move towards the cookie. Take it, because he knows he won't get it. Okay, you ask what that has to do with a retrieve. It has a lot to do with impulse control. It's an excellent calming exercise and good impulse control exercise. I use it to teach stay, but I also use it for my retrieve, because what's going to cost you points, maybe not in 4-H, but certainly in AKC, and the better your scores get, the more points, the more picky they're going to get. So if you're scoring in the 170s, they're probably not going to hit you real hard for this because you're losing lots of points for other stuff. If you're scoring in the 180s, they may hit you if they're mouthing a bunch. If you're scoring in the 95 to 100 range, they're going to hit you for every little chomp of the dumbbell. So, you know, half point, the scoring gets tighter and tighter the higher the score range you get. So what we want is a dog who grabs the dumbbell cleanly and holds it tightly in his mouth. He doesn't have it hanging out to one side. He doesn't chomp on the dumbbell or hold it. Been a big thing for Corey, because he doesn't like to hold the dumbbell. He wants to chomp it. The more he chomps it, the more he wants me to take it away, the more he chomps it. So we tell him to take it, hold it. You can see him rolling it around. And we play the slow cookie game with our hands. My hands come towards the dumbbell, and as long as he's not mouthing the dumbbell, my hands keep coming. Give, and I take it away. Good boy, because that's what he wants, is he wants it out of his mouth. Ready? Come front. Take it. Take it. Good. And it's getting hard to make him mess up because he knows this game. As soon as he starts to mouth that dumbbell or toss his head around, my hands will go back to my shoulders and we'll start over again. Because what he wants is to get that out of his mouth as quickly as possible. And you can see he's gotten very good at this game because he's just barely rocking it. He's trying to hold it as tight as he possibly can. And I'm even going to put a little tap on there so he has to really hold it. Hold it. Now I'm even going to put a little pressure. Good boy. Hold it. Give. Very good boy. That was very good. Very good. Come front. And I don't work this as much as I should. My dogs don't have the prettiest, cleanest pickups in the world. They mouth more than they should. But again, we're talking small deductions. And in open A, we don't care quite so much. When you get to utility, you've got 3 retrieves. You've got both of the scent articles, and you've got the gloves. And if you think the dog chomped on the solid dumbbell, wait till you get leather and metal ones in a glove. Your chomping will be magnified. So it's best to address it here. Even if you're not going for that 200 score, it's best to teach them what you want and minimize it as much as possible, and then you can decide, once they understand what you want, you can decide how much time you want to put into polishing and perfecting it. But you just need a communication to go back to. Very good. Very good. Uh-oh. Oops. Oops. Good boy. And part of the thing is he's missing a tooth. So it does tend to rock a little bit when he grips it tighter. Good boy. But that's how you get started. That's a couple things. I would be more than happy to help you if you have a day that you're available. For me, it'd have to be either a weekend or like a Wednesday afternoon or a Tuesday or a Friday night. You're welcome to come down here. I can meet you somewhere, but I'd be happy to help you out as far as I can go. I'm far from expert, but I have trained a few, yes, I know. And you can see that even though he doesn't like to hold his dumbbell, he's very motivated to get that dumbbell and take it and hold it for me. Good boy. Give. And I think from my knowledge of Fred, you know, a lot of people teach dumbbell using an ear pinch, and that works fine for lots of people. If you don't have somebody to help you teach it, I would not do it because you will screw it up. I have screwed up my first dog teaching the ear pinch and ruined his attitude. Fred's a nice, willing little dog, and I think he would probably figure this out very quickly for you. And I hope that this shows up and you can see it some on your video. Good boy. Don't back that. Come front. Yes. See how he likes to throw his head up now? Very good boy. Very, what's in your hand there? Good boy. Oh, you're a vicious dog. Oh, you're a vicious dog. All right. Hopefully, we got what we needed and that helps out. Okay, boys out of the way. Come over here. Come over here. Coco. Corey, come over here. Get back.